How important is focus in my painting? Hi, I'm Louise Fletcher, abstract painter, founder of the Find Your Joy program and co-host of the Art Juice podcast. And today's question comes from Ulrika. Ulrika loves to paint all kinds of different subject matters, from landscapes to portraits to still lifes to flowers. And she's also become interested in abstract. She loves pastels and acrylics. She says, I have a background in design and I do understand that cohesiveness and presentation are important, but I can't seem to limit myself. I've been pushing ahead doing a little bit of everything for quite a while now, but now she's wondering, and she's enjoying everything she's doing, but she's wondering if she wants to move to the next level, does she have to have a focus? And how does she niche herself when presenting her work? And so this is such an interesting question that comes up a lot. Part of me wants to say, if you're loving everything that you're doing, don't make yourself miserable by restricting yourself. But it's also true that if you want to show work, it needs to be cohesive. There needs to be something cohesive there. I think my feel, and really, I don't know enough about this situation to know, is it vital for you now to market your work in a more professional way? Is there a reason, do you need to make a living from this? Or are you, just wanting to go approach galleries? So I don't really know the details. However, I think you do not need to restrict yourself in terms of what you're doing if that would make you unhappy. I do think there's something to be said for choosing an idea and pursuing it for a while and seeing if it develops into something more, because you can really develop your work that way. But if that makes you unhappy because you've got this love of doing all these different things, I think the best thing to do is to at least niche it in the way that you present it to the world. So if you want to approach a gallery, choose a gallery. For example, if they seem to like to focus on abstracts, then that's where you would present your abstract body of work. Or if they're a representational gallery, that's where you'd focus on something else, and choose pieces that fit together and that present a cohesive story. If you're putting on a show, I think personally that it's much more effective to have a body of work that fits together. Again, you can do that though by selecting from the pieces that you're making. Whether you restrict yourself in what you're making really is about how happy or unhappy that would make you. If you want to pursue an idea for a while, you really will deepen and strengthen your work because you will learn more and more about doing that. Let's just say you start focusing on painting flowers in a loose, semi-abstract way. Then you can really dig into that over a period of time about the best way to do that, and your paintings will get better and better because you're really focused. But if that just starts to feel restrictive, and today I really want to paint a landscape, then I wouldn't make myself miserable. I would just be conscious and careful about what I present to which audience and in which situation, and make sure that what I'm presenting to the outside world is cohesive in some way. So, for example, if you have a website, which you really should have separate sections for the different work. So you can see my landscapes, my still lifes, my flowers, put them so that when I arrive at your website, I can see, oh, here's a person who does lots of different things, but they're separated and presented in a way that makes sense to me. I would also come up with for your website a description about why you love all these different things and what the common thread between them is. There must be something, and it can be as simple as your love of painting or your love of mark making, your love of colour, but whatever it is, try and find something cohesive that explains this to the viewer. One of the most common people given as an example in these situations is Picasso, because he certainly didn't settle on any one style. However, he did work on things for a period of time, and so he did develop ideas. So it really depends how far you want to take these things. When I have a few different ideas, I tend to focus on just one. Earlier this year, I had 2 different ideas. I set off on both paths, and I very quickly found out which one was more interesting to me. So I am focused on that now for the next year probably. But it's not always easy for everyone to do that. So we all have to find our own way. The one thing I would say about this overall before I close is do not do anything that you do because the right way to do it is something else. Do not do anything because someone says you can't do it the way you're doing it. Do it your way. Go all in doing it your way. And just be conscious of how you present to in outside situations is what I would say. So I hope that's helpful. Anybody has a comment about this, drop it below wherever you're watching this video. It'd be lovely to hear from you what you think about this, because this is just my opinion. Do come to my website, louisefletcherart.com, and add yourself to my newsletter list. If you are an artist, every Sunday I send out a weekly dose of advice, inspiration, news, all sorts of things, all free of charge. So make sure you sign up for that, and I will see you soon. Bye.